right, welcome everyone to episode number 59 of Talking Kentucky. My name is Coleman Scott, and his name is Caden Holmes. I'm in Frankfort, Kentucky, as always, as of late anyway, and Caden's in Hanson, Kentucky, as always. Caden, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Had a good 4th of July. I didn't do anything too crazy. I sat by the campfire here in Hanson, Kentucky, but fireworks were happening all around me. How was your 4th of July?
That sounds like a good 4th of July. It sounds pretty American to me, sitting by a campfire and getting fireworks going and everything. It was good. As you know, Caden, I ran the Bluegrass 10,000, finished 238th out of almost 2,000 runners. So I was pretty happy with that, all things considering.
I would be too.
I'm not in the best shape of my life right now, but considering that, I was pretty happy with it. 47 minutes, 39 seconds. So you know,
Didn't you say the winner had like 4.5 minute miles?
Yeah, well, 4:58. The winner was running 4:58 for the average mile pace there. Yeah, ran it in, I think it was 30 minutes and 14 seconds or something like that, and the course record is like 29 minutes and something. So pretty close to the record set that I think I was set back in 1983 when I checked. So yeah, I mean, he was all by himself up there, for sure. Yeah, he
pretty lonely up there.
Yeah, I think he finished 2 minutes before anybody else finished. So it's pretty crazy.
Impressive.
So we got some people in the comments here. Claude Hare, who has commented Josh Hart, who I'm sure will join us here in a minute.
He's always rallying the troops.
Yeah, he is. Anybody that's not here, Claude just calls him out. And Claude also says, hey, as always. So, Caden, it's International Kissing Day today. Now, I know a couple weeks ago when Morgan was on, it was some kind of kissing day. Was that National Kissing Day or something?
Yeah, it was National Kissing Day. So today the whole world's doing it, huh?
I guess so. Yeah.
Is it just trying to rub into our faces that
I think it is
that we're not kissing, everyone else is?
I think that's right. It says from French kissing and a formal kiss on the cheek, celebrate this simple but powerful gesture. So that must be why it's international with the French kissing. That must be part of it.
Pretty heated.
It is. Speaking of heated here, it's National Fried Chicken Day today. You know where I went earlier today, Caden? I went
Popeyes.
No, I did not go to Popeyes. I don't even think I can eat at Popeyes. They use peanut oil there. I don't think I can go there. But I went to Cane's over there on UK's campus. That Cane's is, as you might say, Caden, it's goated.
Yeah, it is goated. So you can eat at Cane's, but you can't eat at Popeyes, and you can't eat at Chick-fil-A.
Right. That's right. So I'm thankful I can eat at Cane's with the sauce and everything else. I loved going. It brought back so many memories. I mean, that was like the fine arts cafeteria. It had like some Anthony Davis autograph pictures, had some jerseys in there. It's just, that's a good spot down there.
I swear, freshman year, I probably ate there 3 or 4 times a week for like a few months straight. And that sauce kind of makes me sick to this day. But I still can't deny it's a good place to eat.
Clyde says Cane's on UK's campus is definitely goated. Yes, it absolutely is. And, I live across from the original Cane's in Baton Rouge. Which full circle. That's right. Which I didn't know this, but there's like a little display in that Cane's of like the original Cane's at the one on UK's campus. It shows them like building the original Cane's and everything there on LSU's campus, which I didn't notice or appreciate till now. But that Cane's is still a fair walk from like campus, from like fine arts and stuff.
Yeah, it is. So that road, Avenue of Champions, I swear that's the windiest road. Well, long, and it's like the windiest road in the world.
It is. It is very windy, especially in the winter.
It's frigid.
It's like nails getting blown in your face or broken glass or something. It is frigid. That's a good point. It is pretty windy. It's Zion Williamson's birthday today. We've been talking about him the past couple episodes on here, so may as well just keep it going because it's his birthday today.
So. Yeah. So, do we ever figure out how did that sex tape? I'm not asking how the sex tape itself ends. I'm asking how, like, that whole ordeal. How did that end? Did it come out?
I don't.
Did she actually do it?
I still haven't heard anything about that. Like all the information that I've gotten about that has been from Morgan.
Morgan. Yeah,
So,
I didn't even know what happened. He's like, "Oh,
yeah,
did you hear about the Zion sex tape?" I was like, "Well, I didn't expect this to be a R-rated episode, Morgan." But
I literally have heard nothing about that except from Morgan, so I wouldn't know how that ends at all. But it is also George W. Bush's birthday today. That's a little bit different, topic there. But we'll switch to
how old
him.
is
So
he now?
that's a good question.
He's got to be in his
Let
probably
me look
upper
that up.
60s, right? Or
Well,
lower 70s.
if you had to guess, because I'll look it up because I don't know. I'm gonna guess that he's 73. I'll guess 73.
Yeah,
What do
I
you
was
think he
gonna
is?
say early 70s, so I'll go with 74.
Looks like he's 77.
Man,
So I didn't know he was that old. Not that 77 is old, but yeah, I thought he was still sort of a spring chicken.
so when his dad passed away, his dad was pretty old then.
I guess he
George Bush is
probably was.
77. That was just a few years ago, man.
Um, Speaking of old, Clyde says Zion's getting old at this point. He should retire from basketball. He gets injured too much. Um, yeah, he's kind of like a acting like a Kentucky guy. We getting injured too much. You see, Jacob Toppin is going to be injured for the summer league with the Knicks.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I feel like our guys get hurt more than any other school. I don't
Do
know
you
what
think
it
that's
is.
because we just care about our team more than the other team, or do you think they actually get injured a lot? Because it seems like they actually get injured a lot.
It seems like they actually get injured a lot. You don't see these other guys sitting out of stuff and getting hurt prolonged and stuff like that. So
Is
no,
everyone saying it's because of their shoes? They need to wear higher top
the
shoes.
high top shoes. I mean, I think that has something to do with it. I mean,
Can't
you didn't
hurt.
hear about injuries this much, and our technology is more advanced than it was back then. So, yeah, I would think just wear some higher top shoes. I think everything will be okay. Caden, I've been working over teaching a little bit over at Bryan Station and with the band, and we were over in the gym the other day. And I looked up in the rafters and I saw Jack Gibbons's number up there, and so he's an alum of Bryan Station. I didn't know that. And I think who was it? Who's the other? Wasn't Wayne Turner? Somebody else. Melvin Melvin
Melvin
Turpin. Yeah, I think
Turpin, yeah.
Melvin Turpin apparently went there too. So Bryan Station had some big names back in the day. I wasn't aware. So
Yeah, that reminds me. I saw someone, and I also can't remember the name, but when I was walking through Glasgow with Jonathan, was it Ravi Moss?
I
I
think
sent
I
you a
think you're
picture.
right. I think it was Rob Amos. It was somebody like that I hadn't thought about in a while. But it was like one of the tubby guys, right?
Yeah,
So
I
I
want to say
think
it
I
was
think you're
Moss. I
right.
could be wrong though.
And Claude says, "Yep, Jack went to Bryan Station." Yeah, I did not. I did not know that. So I guess Claude had all the info there, but I didn't know that.
He knows Ravi Moss's family too, man.
Oh, well, Claude's got all the connections, man. Claude needs to. We need to hire Clyde once we get big enough to hire staff. I think Clyde and Josh are going to be our first two people we hire.
We were trying to get one of those tubby guys on here, so maybe we should go for Ravi Moss.
We should. Hey, if between the Glasgow connection and the Clyde connection, I think we can get Robbie Moss on the show. And speaking of people coming on the show, next Friday night, because there's no Kentucky basketball game on Friday night. Next week, we just have the basketball games on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, which we're going to get all into talking about the Kentucky basketball stuff next week. But next Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to have Freddie Maggard on the show, and we're really excited about that. I was talking with him today, so be thinking about tonight and over the next week. Send us any questions that you might have for Freddie, so we can ask him when he's on. Specifically, football questions, getting ready for the season. Used to play quarterback for Kentucky, and he was on Stoops's staff for a couple of years. And I don't think there's a single person outside of like the coaching staff that knows more about the Kentucky football team in existence than Freddie Maggard. So Freddie's going to be on the show. Super excited to have him on, and he's a super nice guy. So that's going to be cool, Caden, to have him on next week.
Yeah, it will be. And honestly, I just like hearing, like, we're having him and then Corey Hunt at some point, and then we've also talked about Maggie Davis. I just like it's really interesting hearing these people's stories and how they ended up in these positions, because I'm sure that guy's got stories for days. I'm sure one thing led to another. So I look forward to hearing his kind of life story and
I
how
need
it
to.
turned into that.
Well, he just hosted KSR not too long ago, so I need to go back and listen to that episode again and get some follow up questions. The stuff I heard him talk about on there, because we had the opportunity to talk to him on here, so that's going to be cool. And yeah, Caden, I was on Facebook the other day, which was the first issue.
That is a mistake. Yes.
That was the first issue, but I was scrolling, and you know how sometimes it tells you, like, shows you some suggested groups and everything that you can join, like on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, it popped up. This group called Spotted in Bowling Green popped up,
Would
and
they spot some aliens or something?
well, it's just a bunch of random stuff, like just people at Walmart or whatever. You just like really weird stuff that's posted on there, and it looked funny, and there were like bunch of people in this group, like 20,000 or whatever. And it was like suggested for me. So I was like, I'll join that. It looks funny. I was scrolling through it a little bit. So I joined the group. Well, a couple days ago, I got a message from the Facebook group saying, hey, Coleman, are you from Bowling Green? And if not, how long have you lived here? And they want me to name 5 well-known places in Bowling Green in order to stay a member of the group. Now, I would like to stay a member of the group because I think it's a good group. I think it's funny. I think it's entertaining. But the problem is I don't know 5 well-known places in Bowling Green besides maybe Western Kentucky University. So, Caden, you're a Western Kentucky guy, so I was hoping you might be able to help me out, help me be able to stay in this Facebook group by mentioning some well-known places in Bowling Green.
Yeah, well, you're on to a good start. I mean, get the Hilltoppers there. That's obviously number one. But Coleman, there's a famous car. There's a famous vehicle that is made in Bowling Green. There's a museum there. Do you have any idea?
Is that the Corvette Museum?
Yeah, the National Corvette Museum. And fun fact: every Corvette that is made today is made there. So that's number 2.
Okay, the Corvette Museum. So we got Western Kentucky University and the Corvette Museum. Yeah, I did not know that. I thought the Corvette Museum was somewhere else, maybe in Northern Kentucky or something. So okay, I got that one.
And then there's this place called Cheney's Dairy Barn. It's pretty cool. They got ice cream, and they got it's like this. They got like live animals and stuff, and really good food and desserts. So that's another place, a good place to go and hang out. So that's 3.
Okay.
Number 4, Lost River Cave.
Lost River Cave.
A cave system. You can take a boat ride.
Okay.
So that's number 4.
It's like not related to Mammoth Cave, right? It's not connected to Mammoth Cave at all?
It's close to Mammoth Cave, and who knows? They might in some way be connected, but it's very close to Mammoth Cave. But no, Mammoth Cave is not in Bowling Green. Number 5.
We got 4 good ones. So if we think of the first one, that must be why they asked for 5. It's see if you're a true Bowling Greener instead of the 4. Well, what else? It'll come to lake. Me. Like, isn't there some kind of body of water in Bowling Green? Am I wrong about that?
Is it Green River Lake, maybe?
Well, that could be. There's got to be some kind of state park in Bowling Green too, isn't there? And by the way, Josh Hart says Caden and his aliens. Were we talking about aliens already?
Oh, it's from that time that I was in the comment section, and I said like it was right after that dude came out, the whistleblower with aliens, and I mentioned it, and you were like, "Oh yeah, there's aliens." All right, next topic.
Okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. And then Clyde says, "So we're over here talking about famous places in Bowling Green. Clyde says Britney Spears apparently got assaulted by one of Wendy's security guard. What's that?
Wendy's, I guess.
He's talking about?
Why is Britney Spears at Wendy's?
And why does Wendy's have security guards? Britney Spears apparently got assaulted by one of Wendy's security guards.
Maybe like the Wendy's in New York or something. Don't those big cities have security guards everywhere? I don't know.
That would make sense.
Guessing.
I remember when, speaking of big city, like fast food places, I remember when we went to that McDonald's with John Foster.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, that
was like 1 a.m. That was kind of sketchy.
That wasn't kind of sketchy. That was really sketchy. I think it was the Chinatown one.
Yeah, it was rough.
So yeah, that probably means nothing to our audience, but it does to us, so that's okay. But speaking of Trump, while we're on Trumpet for a minute, it was good to talk to. We told him we'd give him a shout out on the show, so we got to do it. It was good to talk to Noah Meninga before the show. What's he do? I mean, I know he plays in a band in Washington D.C., but which group is it? I already forgot that he plays in. Might be putting you on the spot here. Is it the Fife and
Bugle Corps or whatever?
Okay, so and I can't even go. Victor Wembanyama's security guard. Okay, that makes way more sense than Wendy's. That makes way. I couldn't ignore that in the comments. I had to get to that. Okay, that makes way more sense. Still don't know what Britney Spears was doing around there, but anyway. So yeah, our friend that plays in a military band in DC. We're just catching up with him, asking him how his 4th of July was. And he said, "Oh, yeah, I played at the White House, so that was pretty fun." I was like, "Well, yeah, I'd say so. Playing at the White House would be fun."
Yeah, that's all he said. He's like, "Yeah, I was playing the White House, so that was cool." And then that was the end of it.
Yeah, that is right.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, he did confirm that it was not his cocaine that was in the White House. So that's the big news story out right now, is that there's cocaine at the White House. So I don't really know how that got there or why that was there, but look forward to following that story too. That's yet another crazy story of the week. So
not that we thought it was Noah's cocaine, because that would be very out of character, but
yes, that would be
that's not his cocaine.
No, that is.
But
not.
Coleman, I just actually thought of number 5 in Bowling Green.
Okay, let's hear it.
The Kentucky Orchestra Center.
Okay. Well, that's a famous place. It sounds like is that as fancy as the one in where is it, Harrodsburg, or no, not Harrodsburg?
Probably not as fancy, but it's a pretty cool place. It's older. It's an older place, but it's really cool. And they
put on some good concerts. Where did Connor Kimmy used to teach?
Henderson.
Henderson. Yeah, is it as fancy as a Henderson one?
Well, I've never been to Henderson, but you keep talking it up. So
yeah, that was famous. UK Jazz Ensemble played there one time. That was a good spot. I did not expect Henderson to have that nice of a performing arts center. Nothing against Henderson, but it was nice. So if you ever get a chance to go see something at the Henderson, Kentucky Performing Arts Center, it's like top notch. It's like Kennedy Center level. So you need to go check it out. I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
I guess I do need to check it out.
Yeah,
surprises me too. But hey, now you can get a part of that group. You can actually be a member, and they're not going to kick you now that you know your 5 facts. So glad I got that out of the way.
I'll write that down. And I guess I'll just ignore the part about living in Bowling Green. I'll just act like I didn't read that part.
Just say one day.
I was played
maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, if Western Kentucky hires me or something. I can't believe that we haven't brought this up on the show yet. I saw this list. It's like 5 pages actually of non-NCAA national championships, like collegiate national championships that you can win. And I'm actually gonna text these your way, Caden, because there's like too many to read on the show. So I'm just gonna text these your way and just send them over. And I just want you to see some that kind of pop out to you on here. I'll start with, we got NTC on here. So it's labeled the large trumpet ensemble division national champions as North Texas, of course, and then USC this year won the small trumpet ensemble division. And there's just some other funny ones on here, like Clemson is the national dairy tasting champion. Just some things that I didn't think existed. We've got
Yeah, Tennessee playing cornhole.
yeah, Tennessee's the national cornhole champion. Boston University is figure skating. Speaking of Western Kentucky, we got the forensics national champion. We've
Pretty
got
impressive.
that is pretty impressive. We got BYU with hip hop dance, which I never would have paired with BYU.
So is this saying that they actually? No, I wouldn't either. The Mormons doing no, yeah, that is a little odd. But is this saying they actually won something, or this is what they're known for?
No, this is like this year, this calendar year, our academic year 22-23. These are the national champions from this year because, as we know, Caden being trumpet players, UNT and USC were the NTC winners this year. So yeah, they actually won something here, not just what they're known for.
Well, West Virginia made a Mars rover, so.
South Carolina won cornhole doubles.
When West Virginia's not giving us players, they're making rovers.
I guess so. Yep, makes sense. I don't even know what some of these logos on here are. Like, look at that surfing one. Like, what it looks like a wildcat or a bobcat of some kind, but I don't even know what school that is. It's
yeah, it does look like a wildcat.
So yeah, that's on there. Yeah, we got the
like Arizona or something. That's not what Arizona's is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's Arizona. Belmont is the acapella national champion. Got a lot of music things on here. Utah is the climbing national champion. Maybe if we have Peyton Shelton on the show, we can talk about that a little bit. We've got there's just so many on here.
Who is UST? League of Legend winners.
League of
UST
Legend.
Esports, yeah.
I didn't know we had. I don't know what's League of Legend. I don't even know what that is.
It's a video game. I don't play it, but I know of it. But I don't know who UST is. Yeah, I don't know who half these schools are.
Maybe Southern Texas, Southern Tennessee. I don't know. If anybody knows who UST is, let us know. The men's North Texas men's polo, and then is Texas A&M won women's polo. North Carolina won pickleball. So that's something I also didn't know. That
journalism. They won journalism too.
They did. I see that on here. Indoor tennis. North Carolina also swept indoor tennis.
Swept.
Yeah. I didn't. I guess North Carolina's winning a lot of stuff here. The University of Florida are the baking national champions. That's pretty. Pretty soft.
We laugh about it, but think about how serious we took these trumpet competitions. I bet every school on here
takes them just as
commits
seriously.
Their life to all these things.
Oh, I bet they do too.
Baking. Even League of Legends, I'm sure, because there's real time, full time money making opportunities for video games these days. It says Southern Tennessee. I didn't know that was a thing.
I think that would be my guess. Probably Southern Tennessee. I think we would have heard of Southern Texas. Probably. Kansas State is wind energy. Makes sense being in Kansas. I mean, that kind of checks out. Some of these check out. You know what I mean? Based on where they are. UT Austin. If you can find UT Austin's, it's on the second page. Is the national trombone chair national champion. So it's not like trombone ensemble or trombone soloist. It says, trombone choir. Okay, my bad. I was like, how do you win trombone chair? Okay, trombone choir. Okay, that makes a little more sense. But I didn't even know that there was a trombone choir competition. I don't think I've heard of that. But it does make sense UT won.
It does make sense. There's that percussion ensemble one as well. Isn't that school It's on that second page. Isn't that school in one of the Carolinas?
Yeah.
F. What school is that?
Oh, Furman.
Furman. That's right. Yeah,
Oh, they went. Yeah, I have
they
heard
got a
Furman
good
has a good
percussion
percussion.
ensemble
I guess
supposedly.
I have heard they have good percussion at Furman. Yeah, so that makes sense. Florida won flag football. This is the one that really gets me. Actually, there's a couple that really get me here. Ohio State won artistic swimming national champions. Um,
What's that mean?
what's artistic swimming? Is that like interpretive dance?
In the water?
I guess so. Look, and if you
Well,
look
are
a
they
couple,
like dancing to Ride a Spring in the water or something?
I
Can you
guess
imagine that?
no, I don't want to imagine that really. But speaking of dancing, uh, it looks like Oregon won the Dance Your PhD national championship. Dancing Your
Dance your
PhD. That's what it says. If you look on there on the last page, Dance Your PhD
You're
under
dancing a
Oregon.
doctorate right now. So
I'm not dancing, but I'm doing it.
Clyde
Uh,
says you can win money if you win the Super Bowl. League of Legends has a Super Bowl. Clyde, I'm more of a Rocket League guy myself. I don't know much about League of Legends, but sounds like Clyde is a big League of Legends guy. And then he says Furman is Virginia's daddy. So yeah, that's true.
that's right. That's right. Who did Furman beat in the tournament this year? That was so big. Was it Virginia?
I think it was Virginia. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You called
Virginia.
it, didn't you?
Well, I did. I knew they beat
Yeah,
somebody, but
because
I
Virginia
forget.
always loses in the first
Well, I
round,
knew. I knew
second round.
Virginia. Yeah, Virginia always loses. That's my point. They lost to UMBC, the Golden Retrievers. And
Who did
they
Fairleigh Dickinson beat though?
they beat Purdue. I now that's
Purdue.
the
That's
one I
right.
really called. I really called Purdue.
Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue. Yeah. So that's right. So those are some random national champions. I thought those would be good to bring up on the show,
Pretty
and
good.
if any more, maybe we'll post those on our page. If any stand out to you, you can bring those up.
Oh,
Um,
Cougars of Kalamazoo Valley. That's a good one. Beer brewing champions.
I want to be on that team. That sounds like a good one. I want to go to.
I
Man, we really
found my
missed out.
doctoral destination, Coleman.
Yeah, we really missed our opportunities for undergrad. We could have cast our net far and wide and gone and be the beer drinking national champions.
There's probably a lot more money in that.
It probably is. Yeah, I could say so. But guys, if you want to go ahead and give us a shout at 502 234 1504. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll go ahead and start talking a little bit about the basketball games next week. We want to hear your thoughts on that too. Who are you excited to watch? Do you think we're going to win any of the games? Do you think we're going to win all the games? How optimistic are you about how the team's looking at this point? And
Who's playing backup center?
yeah, or who's playing any center at all? Yeah, so we'd love to hear that. So I think we have games next, like I said, next Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We start off playing Germany on July 12th at 1:30. July 13th we play Canada, and then we close out on July 15th against Africa. So that's kind of the schedule lineup there.
Is it one of these where it's going to get progressively harder, kind of thing, like it usually does? Like
Well, I think all three of these teams are going to be harder
legit.
yeah, this is going to be harder than what we did in the Bahamas. I mean, we're not playing Mega BMAX here, we're playing
The
we're
pink
playing Africa.
uniforms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, we're gonna get.
so
They probably got a few centers.
I would have loved to have seen last year's team go up against these guys, but maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe we'll be good. I think I'm most excited about watching Reed Shepherd play, probably more than anybody, to be honest with you. He's been getting all the hype from the Kentucky people. Here he's been killing it in practice, so hopefully that's actually the case and that translates to the court. So okay, Claude says he called here.
Well, it didn't ring, Clyde. So
It didn't
try
ring.
again.
Is your thing on idle? Here, I'm gonna call the thing here really quick. You tell me if it rings. Rings for you, Caden. I'm calling it right now. I accidentally almost put my phone number on the screen, my cell phone number on the screen instead of instead of the show number. So that might end up being what we actually have to do here. Who knows? But if it did that come through on your end, Kaden?
No, nothing.
It didn't. Okay. Well, let me see if it comes through on my end. I have to do something really quick, but we'll get you on the air, Clyde. No worry. We paid the phone bill, as they say. So that's strange. That sometimes doesn't work there. But let's see. Let's get connected here on my end.
Yeah, it's just going through as missed calls, Coleman.
That's strange. Hey, one of these days we're gonna find something even better than Google Voice. If anybody has any suggestions out there, that is what we use for our calls, is Google Voice. So hopefully
figure that out.
Something gets working at some point, but we'll see. Nevertheless,
here, let me close out the app and then I'll just bring it back up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
the IT trick right there. I do IT as my full-time job, and so that usually solves it.
Sometimes that's the best technology, is to just turn it off and back on. I mean, I really do think that sometimes that's the best technology, best way to go there. So sometimes that's how it works.
Trying one more time.
Cool. Sounds good. If not, we'll figure it out here.
All right.
We can get it connected.
It's going through now. So
okay, it's going through. So Claude, try to see if you can call one more time, and we'll see if it goes through. So yeah. But yeah, as I was saying with Reed Shepherd, I think I'm probably most excited about him, because he's the guy he's gonna be the Dante Allen this year. He's gonna be the fan favorite, I think. So we'll see if that works. Sounds like the call's coming through there on the other end. So see if we can get Clyde on here.
Hey Clyde, how you doing?
Good. Are we playing musical calls around here?
Well, with free software, sometimes we have to expect free results.
Yeah, I agree. How you all doing?
Doing good. Yeah.
Can't complain.
There you go. I've been all day watching the SEC Kentucky takeover. Kentucky's taken over the SEC network today, and I've just been watching that all day. And
I forgot about that. Yeah.
SEC takeover. What's that mean?
It's just where it's just where the school gets to take over the channel for a day. They do that for all the SEC teams, and today is UK's takeover for today. So it's just our turn to take over the channel. Last night at 12 a.m. It started last night at 12 a.m.
What have they been showing on there? Have they been showing like mostly football stuff or any basketball stuff too?
Yeah, they showed it. Yeah, it showed. Okay, so the first one I watched was when we beat Florida this year. Then I watched after that. It was when we beat Indiana in baseball in the regional, and then they show like the softball game. I guess it was senior day when we beat Florida in softball. And right now they're showing the game when we beat Tennessee in basketball. So that's the game where, we beat them when they were like ranked 5th in the nation. And then we were like 10-6 and they were 14-2, and then we beat them. And then, because I remember like Drew Franklin saying like every time he goes to Thompson Bowling Arena, we always beat Tennessee every time he goes. So I remember Drew Franklin talking about that. What was it? It was Saturday because they do a rapid reaction. I watched those, and I remember him talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, of good memories of good games, the last time I was in that Canes on UK's campus before today was when we beat Notre Dame in the Elite Eight to in the 38-1 year to then go on and lose to Wisconsin, of course.
I didn't realize we played Notre Dame that year.
Yeah.
losing to Notre Dame. Honestly, I forgot that we
beat Notre Dame in the Elite Eight. It was like we almost lost, but I remember watching that game. Yeah, it was there were a bunch of people packed in that Canes watching the end of the game. So yep.
That's cool.
So you went all the way up to Cleveland? That's a long drive, I'm telling you.
No, he went to the Canes in Lexington.
No Canes, not Cleveland.
Oh, okay. But they actually they had it on in Canes?
They had it on in Canes. Yeah, there's a TV there in the corner at one point.
I didn't realize they had a TV.
They did.
You know where I was during that game? At the old Richmond Road Applebee's watching that game, actually. I was at Applebee's watching the game. I was at Willie's. I don't know if you remember Willie's in Lexington, Clyde, but I was at Willie's, locally known for the first time we beat Florida back in 2018. And there was a storm going on. The power went out at Willie's. Yeah, I had to watch. I had to listen. We had to listen to the end of it. We had to listen to Tom Leach on some random guy's cell phone. So it's a pretty dramatic ending to the game. So
I watched most of those at Aaron's apartment, and it would be cool because we'd open the door, and like everyone that we went to school with would be up there in that apartment, and it's kind of like whoever wants to come over can, kind of thing.
That's right.
Remember when it was pouring that day after we beat Florida, and remember when they flipped over that car? That was funny. I'm not because they couldn't catch anything on fire because the rain would have wiped it away instantly, but the fact that they flipped over the car, which was pretty funny. And then in the backstory of that car, and I remember hearing about the backstory of that car, that was pretty funny too. That was funny hearing that backstory about that, and that was funny. And
man, CSF, the Christian Student Fellowship, I had some good watch parties too over there. Everybody packing in over there watching those. Well, I only went when we lost, unfortunately. I went when we lost to Auburn after we beat them by like 40. We lost to Auburn in the Elite Eight. It was the Tyler Hero year. But it was still fun, even though we lost. But
that's when I think I was already at OSU for that.
Yeah, you're already gone. Yeah.
Clyde, before we let you go, are you looking forward to the games next week? What are you looking forward to for those games? What do you want to see?
I don't know if I'll even be able to watch them. I mean, they're on some
they're on the
channel.
You gotta have the app.
Yes, the Sportsnet app or whatever you call it. And honestly, I'm not worried. I'm okay if we lose some games. I mean, it's going to happen. Jack Pilgrim literally said we're going to lose some games anyways. It's just going to happen. I think we'll be okay. Like I like this team. They're all gelling well together. I keep hearing they're mature for their age. Like they're really mature, and having some veteran guys like Trey Mitchell, and Tony Hill, stuff like that helps too. And I'm okay with the team. I know, Caden, I know your dad worries about the center position. Trust me, I know. He talks about it all the time on my posts. And I just keep thinking, man, you got to have some faith in Uganda, man. I mean, you got to have faith in this guy. I mean, Uganda didn't get a lot of chances last year, and you just have to have faith. Like, he's better than Lance Ware. He is. He's better than Lance Ware. And,
I agree with that, yeah.
But I like the team that we got. I love the guards. I love everything we got. This is going to be one of Cal's best teams. Also, what he said before I go, he said when they get up early in the morning at 6 or 7 in the morning and they go into the gym, put up shots, that's been some of Cal's best teams. He's always said that anyways. So, I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to shock. Well, we're not going to shock the world because we're Kentucky. We're just going to show everybody who we are this season, and we're going to have that swag back. And Cal feels good, so we should feel good as well. Not worried, just be happy.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, you're right. Kentucky should not shock anyone. We should just win because that's what's expected, to be honest. But
Amen.
Thanks for calling, Clyde, and have a good night. And go Cats.
Yep, go Cats.
He made a comment about putting up shots and everything. Coleman, I feel like we hear that every year though. Like we hear that, oh, the teams.
Oh, I was thinking the same
and,
thing. Yeah, I was.
he's not going to say, oh, we're sucking, we don't care. Like he'll never say that, obviously. So I don't blame him, but
I was watching the news last night and I heard the sound clip of him saying that. And I thought the same thing. Like,
yeah,
man, every single
it's
year.
another
Sorry,
one of those I like my
just,
team kind of things.
I just laughed out loud because I saw your uncle's comment here. Better than Lancet and saying much. Yeah, I, I thought the same thing. I completely agree. I could not agree more, David. But that being said, that's I think UConn is going to do well. I think he better because we don't have another option. But yep, broken record, Cal. Yep, it's just what do you want us to say? I mean, that's how we feel these days. I mean, that's just how it is. So
I think I'm looking forward to seeing. Well, I was going to say Bradshaw, but obviously we're not going to see him yet, unfortunately. But I think Justin Edwards. Looking forward to seeing him. I think he's gonna.
I am too. Did you see?
He's gonna do really well.
There was like a little sound clip of him saying he's going to try to dunk on people, like
like Keldon Johnson.
It's like yeah, exactly. That was my thought. Keldon Johnson said he's going to try to break the rim every time he dunked. So yeah, we got a Keldon Johnson ism in there. Yeah, I'm curious to see DJ Wagner. There's a lot of pressure on that kid probably because I think people are thinking he's going to be John Wall. I don't know if he's going to be quite that, but people have been talking about him for years. Since he probably wasn't even in high school yet. So
supposedly he's a 3-level scorer. So I hope that's what we get.
Well, we need those. We just need, like Cal says, we need makers. We need anybody. We just need people to make shots. You don't have to make them all, but you can't miss them all. I think that's good advice. I think that's a good Calism for sure.
And get open. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Anybody else here? Give us a shout, 502-234-1504, especially if you never
while the phone line's working.
Yeah, the phone line's working. While we got it working, catch it while it's hot here. So 502-234-1504, especially if you never called before. We got a lot of people on watching right now. We don't bite. We'd love to hear from you. That'd be great. So let us know your thoughts on the basketball team for next week. Hopefully, if you think we're going to win any games, you think we're going to win all the games, and who you most looking forward to. And I'll remind everybody, anybody that's just joining us right now, join us next Friday night. We're going to have Freddie Maggard on the show, former UK quarterback and UK coaching staff member. Excited to have him on and stuff. We got another call. Good.
You're on with Talkin Kentucky. Who's this?
It's Josh.
Oh, hey, Josh.
Oh, there we go. You acted like it was a number you hadn't never heard of before there, Caden.
Well, it doesn't show up as Josh, so I guess.
Oh, I just know his number.
Oh, you have it memorized.
Okay. Yeah, I just got it memorized. Yeah. I won't read it on the show, but
for our supporters, I got to memorize their numbers. I get it.
That's right. Yep.
How you doing, Josh?
Kate probably thought it was one of his alien friends calling.
One of my what friends?
Alien friends.
Oh, my alien friends.
You're always talking about aliens, so you probably thought you'd get a call from another universe.
I just think it's funny how people are like, "Hey, we got aliens popping up," and like no one cares or something. Like, I'm not saying I believe in them, but it's something to take kind of seriously. I feel like, right?
Well, it's like me and my friend talked the other day. The universe is a big place, and for people to think that we're the only race out there or we're the only thing out there is a little absurd because it's a big galaxy, and I believe there is other life forms out there other than just planet Earth. So,
I mean that's fair. I respect that. I'm kind of one of those, kind of like Sasquatch. I want to see a picture of the little green guy before I believe that there's aliens.
Yeah. Kind of like we want to see Ugonna play before we believe he's good. So
yeah. I want to see the success. Like I'm going to support him, but I want to see a little bit of success before I'm all on board.
Oh, we got big coaching news today. I really haven't got the chance to watch your all show tonight because I'm out door dashing, so I really can't door dash and watch the show. So I have to go back later this evening or tomorrow sometime and check it out. But we got big coach news today. It seems like our basketball program's finally going in the right direction. I don't know where you probably talked about it. So what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's certainly going a direction. I don't know if it's going the right direction or not. But I mean, with the addition of some of these guys coming in, like what's the guy's name? Krill, the big dude coming in at the year after next. Caden, who's that?
Sumto.
Yes,
Surreal.
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna be good at these names, but yeah, with him coming in, I mean, that was a big get. To be able to have, I think this dude from West Virginia, honestly, was a big turning point for me. Having him come, like, he's going to be a big difference maker this year. Like, we desperately needed a guy like him come on. So I will go ahead and say that did make me more optimistic about the season after he committed. Yeah.
We don't even get that dude if Bobby Huggins doesn't get drunk and drives and gets caught by the cops. Well, we don't even get him. So,
I know that's
it's crazy how he fell into our lap.
That's exactly right, and that's why that's why we titled the last episode "Talking Mountaineers." Because they gave us Oscar, and then and that's the whole thing. Kyle Tucker was on KSR, I think it was last week. And he was just kind of making fun of the whole notion of that Cal had a plan. He was like, "Yeah, Cal had a plan. He had a plan for Bob Huggins to get a DUI and get resigned so that we were able to get this kid from West Virginia." So no, basically we just lucked out in that situation because you're exactly right.
Very lucky because if Bob Huggins doesn't get in trouble, we don't get that kid. And what if that kid said, "You know what? I don't want to go there. I want to go to Virginia Tech, or I want to go to Virginia." Virginia's good power basketball team or basketball school too. He could have went to Virginia. We got very lucky that he chose Kentucky over some of these other schools that he could have went to. I don't know if Virginia was on his list or not, but I'm saying we got very fortunate to get this guy. And actually, I think it'll be a great addition to our team with his experience. So, he's coming in like as a senior almost. So, I just think we got very, very blessed to have this kid on our team this year.
I think we're going to be fine, but I really wish Surreal would come in this year because we need that backup center.
Yes, that would be huge. Yeah.
It could still happen,
I don't think
right?
he's going to come in. I
Probably
think
not, but it might happen.
Some classification issues.
Yeah, but definitely, obviously not for the Canada games, but we'll see. Well, Josh, do you have anything else before we let you go?
Well, I got to say,
I know our football program's killing it, so they're doing way, 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 way better than our basketball program is.
They are. And Josh, I don't know if you've been on to hear this, but we're going to have next Friday night, we're going to have Freddie Maggard on our show. So we're excited to bring him on.
That's awesome. He was on KSR this week too. KSR, the show's actually been good for the last couple of weeks because of a certain person not being there. So it's actually been pretty entertaining and pretty fun to listen to.
Hey, Josh, we're still waiting on your clip where you said they called us out.
Yeah, I can't find it. I really don't follow KSR that much, so I don't know how to really research and find that. But I'm telling you, it was on that Monday show. But
I thought maybe they said Talkin Kentucky, like just literally saying the words.
Maybe they were talking about Kentucky, but either way, I thought they were talking about you because it was somebody that you all know that was on that show. Like I said, it's been pretty good. And you know what about what I like about when Matt Jones ain't there? The guys that fill in and do the show actually let people call in and talk. Matt Jones talks over everybody and treats like crap and disrespect, just like that. Like you guys, you listen and then you comment.
it's been pretty good for the last 2 weeks because Matt Jones is gone. I wish that KSR would be like, you know what, Matt, you're not doing very good for our program or our show, so we're just going to let you go. But that's never going to happen.
Well, going back to basketball for a minute, I'm honestly kind of excited about this Joey Hart guy. He's supposed to be a really good shooter, and you know he has the last name of Hart, which we know is a good last name. So,
yeah, that's my last name, my man. You can't go wrong with a kid named Hart.
Is there any relation there?
I don't know, but if he is, when he gets to the NBA, I hope so.
Yeah, when he gets to the NBA, there will be a relation, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we'll be cousins or something.
Yeah, at some point, cousins.
Yeah, that's the way it works in Kentucky, right?
That's exactly.
I think so.
But Josh, thanks for calling in, and have a good night, and go Cats.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Yeah, get that NBA money. That's good. I don't know if Joey Hart's gonna get drafted or anything, but if he does, maybe it's worth looking into. Get on ancestry.com, see if you got any relation to him there.
Yeah, or something like they do with their high school diplomas these days.
Yeah, you can graduate whenever you want to these days. You don't even
want to.
You don't even have to go to high school to graduate.
Coleman, I think I'm related to Elon Musk.
Yeah, I think I am. Just manifest it. Yeah.
David wants these aliens to be basketball players. That could be a new recruiting strategy, Coleman.
Speaking of manifesting, David really.
Is that against the rules?
Well, I don't think so. I think anything goes with NIL these days. I think we can get him on. He says this is going to be a great year. Go Cats. I can't. The thing is, I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or if he's being legit. Yeah, Caden, speaking of related, you're related to David. Is he being serious there? Does he really think?
Considering he wants alien basketball players, I would say that comment might be a little sarcastic.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought so, but yeah, we'll see. David says hopeful. But anybody else wants to call in? Call the show 502-234-1504. Love to take some more calls.
David, you can tell us who your ideal alien basketball player, what that would look like.
Yes.
10 feet tall, vertical jump of also 10 feet.
Can make free throws. Yep.
So Michael Jordan, except 5 feet taller.
Yep. That'd be good. We could use a guy like that. Yeah, as promised from last episode, though, we did say that we were gonna look at some overpriced houses and everything. And we gave you a little preview on the last episode of sometimes it's fun to just get on Zillow, just look up some houses and just laugh at how expensive they are, because that's just how America is right now. So gave you a preview of that last time. I think it was one in Sarasota. Caden ended up being like $600,000.
About $400,000 too high. Yeah.
But you said you'd save the good ones for this episode. So, you can go ahead, and it looks like you got some houses queued up here for this thing. So, yeah. Yeah,
let's start with this one. So, last week we obviously was Sarasota. So now we're going to the West Coast. This is in LA.
Okay, LA. So automatically,
you have any initial thoughts about what you're seeing?
Well, for our people listening back on podcast that aren't watching the video version of the podcast, I'll just go ahead and describe this to you. So we got a little palm tree in a pot over to the left. So that automatically is going to increase the property value
by $100,000.
Yeah, $100,000 or so. This looks like, really like if you can imagine, like, just when I say like sketchy neighborhood, just the house with white paneling with the shades drawn all the way.
I didn't notice that.
House looks like it hadn't been power washed in 50 years. That kind of thing. So that's what we're looking at
apart.
Here. Yeah.
They're really trying to add the greenery.
Yeah, I think they're trying to hide it there, but there is a nice little side gate. So again, the property value is gonna go up on it, and the fact that it's in LA probably going to add $1 million to the price. Whatever you thought it was, it's probably going to be that. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 750 on this. I since just because it's in LA, I think that's what it's gonna be. So that's gonna be my
750.
guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
550.
550.
That's cheap, Coleman.
That's a bargain. Yeah. Well, you didn't show me some of these other pictures. Yeah, that makes a big difference. You know, we got some more plants in there. You got
Oh,
chairs.
is that the view?
That's a good view. You got tall palm
Real
trees
good
there.
view.
Yeah, I would say
Who
now
needs these other pictures?
for
Look at
LA.
this.
Yeah.
I guess you got a deck.
Okay. Well, that basically looks like a trailer right
It
there.
looks pretty decent inside though, but
Yeah, it
got to do
does.
some work on the outside, and I don't know, 550 grand.
And
So-
yeah, this is another important thing for our viewers we didn't mention. It's 648 square feet, so we're not talking about a big house here at all. When you put it that way, I guess $500,000 probably isn't that good of a deal for 648 square feet. I don't know how nice it is. If it's 648 square feet, probably not that great of a deal.
Oh my gosh, you see that? 849 per square foot.
Yep, that's what we call overpriced. So it was built in 1981, though. It says. So what's the average? The average estimated monthly payment $3,645. Okay, and you think you can swing that?
I don't think I could swing that even if I was playing for the LA Phil. No.
David was going to guess $2 million with $1.5 million property taxes every year. That's where they get you probably in LA.
That's David's favorite place, LA.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's everybody's favorite place. Well, I will not be buying that one. I'll scratch that one off my list.
Yeah.
Fact,
So when I was looking at these, I was thinking, I'll find one. I'll find a house, but then I'll also, just find a lot somewhere. So where else better to find a lot of land than Brooklyn, New York?
Well, I could think of a lot of places.
Look at that.
Yeah. So this is just a lot, right?
Just a lot.
Just a lot. Well, it looks like you got to our viewers, it looks like there might be a tuba in the left-hand corner there. That's either a tuba or an air conditioner.
It does look like a tuba. I didn't notice that.
Could be a car. It does come with a fire extinguisher that's over there on the left-hand side. So we got that going for it. You might need a weed eat when you get here.
Bush hog.
Yeah, you might need to do a couple of things like that. Other than that, it's great. And it's in Brooklyn. There's a lot of great stuff happening in Brooklyn. You got the pizza, you got the Nets over there. Kevin Durant's not there anymore, so they're probably a little bit cheaper now that he's gone.
Yeah, they change teams almost as much as college players these days.
Yeah.
Is that you have to be neighbors with a mobile home there or something? What is that?
I don't know what that is. Looks like a semi truck or something. So yeah, it might be a mobile home. But since it's a lot of land, I'm gonna go the same price as the LA house. I'll probably go 550 on this one, Bob. Yeah. So this is like the grand reveal here.
630.
Okay, 630. So you're telling me that this plot of land is more expensive than the house in LA.
4,000 square feet of land. See, it doesn't even, in places like this, it doesn't even go by acres. It goes by square feet.
Well, David is going. He's not going anything less than $1 million on these guesses. He guessed $1 million for that plot of land, which is really not that far off. It says price cut $70K.
Okay, it's a little more affordable.
So yeah. Now it's only 500. Well, that would make it. Wouldn't that make it 550?
Well, I think that was recent. It went from 700 to 630. I think is what that means.
No, I think it says $70K. So did they cut it? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, as of today, it went down $70K.
Okay. Well, so it was 700. Well, yeah, I guess they're not getting any bites for it. So
yeah, so it's trying to tell you it was a ripoff, but now it's affordable since it's only 630.
Well, who is
unimproved land? Do you see that?
I would say.
No kidding.
Yeah, it is unimproved. Yeah. Um, yes, it's not improved. That's for sure.
Coleman, we should go into real estate.
Yeah, I think that doesn't
Your
sound like a
guesses are
bad
pretty
idea.
close.
Yeah, they are. I could appraise these houses and this plot of land. So yeah, I think so. Well, I won't be living there either. For sure. It's not, the land isn't improved enough for me. So improve the land a little bit more. I think we'll be talking.
No, a couple of those trumpet professors get paid pretty well. He might be able to afford it one day.
I doubt it. So
all right, so for the last one, we're back in LA. We got a pretty decent looking house now.
well, it's got one of those little what would you call that? What kind of roof is that? It's like a tropical thing. It's kind of like got the clay. It's kind of like a clay
Bamboo.
roof.
It almost looks like bamboo or something.
Well, it does. I don't think it is bamboo.
Is that what they're going for? That look?
I think. Well, and you got the palm trees in the front yard. This one actually doesn't look sketchy, which makes me think we're going to be in the $1 million territory here. If we're over $500,000 and we're looking sketchy, if we got something that looks nice, has palm trees, I think it's got a magnolia in the front too, and
if
has
I remember correctly,
roof.
the house is a lot bigger than this picture shows. If I remember correctly.
Okay, David says it is in fact a clay roof there. You got a nice window there. There's a little arched window pathway there to the left of the door. It's a wooden door. That staircase is curved, which is pretty nice, pretty modern there. David says clay tiles are fire resistant. Okay. I like how he spelled resist ant. Clay tiles are fire resistant.
Learn something new.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go up in the David Holmes price range here, and I'm gonna go $1.5 million.
It's probably a safe bet if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
1.39.
1.39. Yeah, I was pretty close. Now the inside doesn't look great.
Oh, it's pending. Someone bought it, Coleman.
Well, wasn't me.
Someone said that's a bargain.
It's probably someone in the LA Phil.
7,500. Yeah, probably. It says 7,500 square feet.
Well, there's where that comes in. Well, the inside doesn't look.
It does not look like 7,500 square feet.
No, it doesn't. But it also doesn't look awful. Well, except that bathroom picture. Go back to that bathroom picture.
How do I get
At least clean up your house before you take pictures of it and post it.
Gosh.
So
they missed the toilet.
Is that supposed to be there? Is that a tree? I can't tell if that's mold on the wall or art.
Oh shoot!
And that also looks terrible. What is that? I mean, that looks awful. I don't care if that is.
It must be a tree, but they didn't do a good job at this angle.
No, they did not. I don't think I would have posted that picture on there. But in any case, I don't care what it is. I wouldn't be paying $1.3 million for that house, even if I had it.
Oh, you get a backyard. That's probably what it is, the backyard.
Yeah, LA. Any kind of backyard you can get, any kind of free space you can get.
Oh, the parking garage is detached.
Oh, David fixed it here. He fixed his resistant and made it one word. But what is that wallpaper there? For our people listening back on podcast, we have like Model T Fords on this wallpaper and in the bathroom, which doesn't really fit in my opinion. Yeah, I have some questions about the architecture.
Is that like marble or granite or something?
I think so. Yeah,
it looks pretty nice.
That's not bad. I could take or leave the wallpaper. Yeah, I don't think that's great, but well, I won't be buying any of these. And the sad thing is, I think houses in Lexington are really just as expensive as LA.
You just get a little more land.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo. Yep, that's great. Well, that's great, as they say. When are we going to do? We need to do another. We need to do another like player interview clip, like a bracket thing. Bring some of those back
for houses.
Well, no, just for player interviews. I think we need to find find some more interview. We can even do in honor of Mike Leach. We can do a little Mike Leach moments bracket. I think that would be good. Bring that back.
We'll have to brainstorm.
Yeah, and do some brackets. I think it'd be good. We could do a house bracket. That'd be good too. House tier maybe.
What tier would you put these? I think the Brooklyn one would have been like the Brooklyn one. I think is the most ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's more expensive than the house in LA. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Well, the last thing on my list here to talk about now that we got our real estate lesson out of the way for the day is Brad Calipari is going to Vanderbilt. He's going to be the director of player development at Vanderbilt. And 3 people commented on that post on our page, and they all said, why? Why is he going to Vanderbilt? But you think about it, Caden, the Caliparis bought a house in Nashville. And Aaron Calipari is a doctor at Vanderbilt. Mm-hmm. Now Brad's there too. So there's a lot of Vanderbilt lineage going on.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the Nashville connections, but my first thought was I didn't realize Stackhouse and John Calipari were that close because they don't seem that way when they're playing each other.
They do not seem that way. That's true.
Stackhouse always has the "I just got slapped" face, as we've talked about, and
he does.
Cal's always irate because Vanderbilt always hits everything against us. So, yeah, it honestly wouldn't have been my first guess of where he'd go. I thought Brad would go to stick in like the Northeast or the North because they have those connections too.
He's gonna be thinking. He's probably gonna be making that face when he listens back to Morgan's episode and hears him calling him Penny Hardaway. He's gonna be making that face, going, man, why you think my name's Penny Hardaway? I'm Jerry Stackhouse. Yeah, David Holmes, who'd want to go work for Stackhouse?
Stack Goose.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess when you're an up and coming coach, you go where you can. But
do you think he's going to buy a house like what we just saw in Nashville?
Yeah. What do you think the Brad Calipari salary is going to be? You think he's going to be rolling in the dough?
Player development, probably so. At Vanderbilt, I'd say Vanderbilt, it's a pretty good gig. Yeah.
Well, they have to develop the players at Vanderbilt that they have because they don't get any, so they got to develop the.
They
ones
have to develop
there.
The 2 stars. Yes,
so
correct.
I would say that's probably a pretty important role at Vanderbilt.
Can you name one player other than Pippen's son that came out of Vanderbilt?
Well, there's that guy that was really annoying with the ponytail this year, but I forget what his name was.
I can picture him.
I can picture him, but I already forget. What his name was. Clyde says Vanderbilt is booty. Yeah, well, they did beat us twice in basketball, once football. So hopefully that won't happen again. Caden, you're thinking of questions to ask Freddie next week. You said because you're not you're getting better at football. I feel like you know way more about football now than you did this time last year.
Well, which isn't saying much considering I do nothing. But yeah, I know a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite sport in the world, but I still think it'd be interesting to talk to Freddie Maggard about it.
I think it'd be good. You can ask him 2 questions. You can ask him, are we beating Georgia
what is the
this
red
year?
zone?
What is the red zone? Yeah. You can ask him that. You can ask him, are we beating Georgia this year? And you can ask him, is Vanderbilt going to beat us this year? Or are we going to lose to Vanderbilt again? Yeah.
Fair questions.
Yeah, that's fair. So, anybody else wants to call in? 502-234-1504. We'd love to hear from you. And if not, we'll kind of finish it up here. Give us a like on Facebook and a follow. We would really appreciate that. We're on here. Go over and subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. And we're on all the podcast platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, any place you listen to podcasts, we're there. So be sure to follow us / subscribe to us on there. That helps us, and give us a rating on there. Tap that little rating button and rate us 5 stars on there. And many of you are supporting us on our Patreon right now. We really appreciate that. I just got to notice that that some more merch has been sent out to our Patreon supporters, the coffee mugs and such. So they should be getting those soon. So look for those if you're one of our Patreon subscribers. So you can click that link in the comment there below, talkingkentucky.wordpress.com/support. And you can support us and get some Talking Kentucky merch in return for your support of us if you like what we do. So subscribe to us, rate us, and all those things. And if you're so inclined, become one of our Patreon patrons, I think, or Patreons. I think that's how. I think that's the noun. If you subscribe to us on Patreon, you are a Patreon. So yeah. Well, thanks guys for checking us out and sticking around and listening. Your comments and questions mean a lot. And let's watch some Kentucky basketball next week if we can figure out how to watch it. And be sure to join us next week. Next Friday night, we're going to do the show. Instead of 8 o'clock Eastern, we're doing it an hour earlier. Next Friday night, we're doing it at 7 o'clock Eastern. So next Friday at 7 o'clock, be sure to jump on. We're going to have Freddie Maggard on with us, and that's going to be a really great show. I'll really try to advertise that and get the word out. And it's going to be awesome. So got anything else, Caden?
Yeah, we need to name our show.
Oh, yeah. I honestly totally forgot about that. Danny Morris, as always, down there in the comments, says, "Go Cats." Thanks for hanging and listening to us, Danny. Appreciate that.
Should we dedicate one to Danny?
I think we should.
He says this, I think, every show since he's been watching us. He's been the last Go Cats.
I think he has. And I don't think we've named one after Danny yet. We've had Talking Clyde. We've had Talking William, I think, or Talking Neat, something like that.
Talking Neat, yeah.
We do not have a Talking Danny yet. So I agree, Caden. I think this should be in honor of Danny. Episode
well deserved.
Number 59, Talking Danny. Absolutely. I think this is good timing for that. So yeah. Talking Danny. I think that's a good one. For Danny Morris, for Coleman Scott, for Caden
for aliens playing basketball,
for hopefully our centers being better than Lance Ware.
Yeah, let's please beat Africa.
Yeah, for beating Africa. Let's smash Africa. Smashed. This has been Talking Kentucky, and we'll see you next Friday night at 7 o'clock Eastern for our show with Freddie Maggard. So that's it. See y'all later. Go Cats.
Go Cats.